Have you ever stopped to think about how fragile the Yankees' rotation might be at this very moment? Clark Schmidt, who was supposed to be a key piece in this puzzle, can't even complete his spring schedule without feeling his shoulder lock up. And even though he's saying everything's fine, is it really? What should have been a smooth preparation for the start of the season has now turned into a minefield. The bullpen session Schmidt recently threw looked really good, according to him. But let's be honest, when a pitcher says he's fine but is still shut down from throwing, the warning light has to flash. And what happens if Schmidt really isn't ready? Well, with Cole out, Luis Gil recovering for months, and Stroman now becoming the savior of the middle rotation, the Yankees are starting to pin their hopes on names like Carlos Carrasco, who only stayed on his contract because he saw an opportunity, and Will Warren, who struggled last year. Doesn't exactly sound like a rotation that strikes fear in opponents, right? And if someone else goes down, what's left? Names like Cam Schlittler or Brubaker still injured. The harsh reality is simple. The Bronx's margin for error is now microscopic. And for those wondering why the team isn't going after Trevor Bauer, the answer is more complicated than any ERA. Relationship issues, off-field history, and a clubhouse that already has its own dynamics make that name a taboo. At the end of the day, the Yankees need to find a way. The Dodgers managed to survive the chaos of injuries last year. Now it's New York's turn to prove it can also reinvent itself, even with a rotation in shambles. So, Yankees fan, do you believe the team can get the job done despite all the uncertainties in the rotation? Or do you think Cashman needs to act now? If you enjoyed this analysis and want to keep up with everything about the Yankees with a direct, opinionated, and no-nonsense vibe, subscribe now to the Yankees Fan Always channel and turn on the notification bell. Here, the fan's voice matters. And while uncertainty hangs over Schmidt and company, time is ticking. Opening day is right around the corner. And the truth is that manager Aaron Boone has more questions than answers. How do you build a reliable rotation when the pieces are falling apart before the season even begins? Let's face it, Carlos Rodon will be the opening day starter. Expectations are high, but it's also impossible to ignore the fact that he still has to prove consistency in pinstripes. Marcus Stroman, once seen as a depth piece, is now rising up the ranks as the rotation's third man. Not exactly the original plan. And what about Will Warren? A young talent, yes, but still feeling the effects of a turbulent 2023 in the big leagues. The rotation right now looks more like a house of cards ready to collapse with any strong breeze. And that brings us to an uncomfortable question. Should the Yankees pursue reinforcement immediately? Could an experienced, even if under the radar, name bring the needed stability while the injured recover? Meanwhile, in the background noise, fans keep asking, why not Trevor Bauer? The answer, as mentioned, goes beyond baseball. His behavioral history, past disagreements with Garrett Cole, and his reputation as a bad teammate make that option virtually non-existent behind the scenes in the Bronx. The truth is, there is no silver bullet. What exists is planning, patience, and maybe a dash of boldness from the front office. And now I want to know, if you were in Brian Cashman's shoes, what would your move be? Bet on the farm, try a trade, or hold the fort until the injured players return? Drop your comment down below, and let's talk. And of course, if you want to keep up with every step the Yankees take in this roller coaster of a season, subscribe to the Yankees Fan Always channel, turn on notifications, and join our community of passionate fans. Here, every game is serious business. And look, speaking as a diehard Yankees fan, this worries me a lot. You can't go into a season with championship aspirations relying on so many maybes. Clark Schmidt might say he's okay, but the body doesn't lie. When a pitcher starts feeling shoulder tightness early in spring training, we already know the road ahead is tricky. And honestly, I like Schmidt. I think he's talented, but trusting he'll be ready in less than 2 weeks? That's a shot in the dark. Seeing Stroman go from Plan B to a central piece is another red flag. Not because he isn't good, he is, but because this rotation was built around Garrett Cole as the anchor, and now we're trying to tape the puzzle together. And as much as I believe in the potential of some of the farm names, like Will Warren, the truth is this isn't the time for testing. It's the time to respond with authority, to show the Yankees are ready to compete with the big boys. And for that, we need stability on the mound. If I were in Cashman's place, I'd already be looking for a trade or a veteran addition. You can't wait for the house to collapse to start fixing it. And as much as some fans bring up Bauer, to me he was never a viable option, not because of talent, but because the club needs unity, leadership, and focus, not controversy in the locker room. The season hasn't even started yet, but warning signs are everywhere. And as a fan, I just hope the Yankees are ready to act, because waiting too long could be costly again. And you, fan, do you agree with me or think I'm overreacting? Drop a comment below and let's debate. If you enjoyed this analysis with Yankee blood running deep, go ahead and subscribe to the Yankees Fan Always channel, hit the notification bell, and come with us to live every play, every drama, and every win this season.